In this day and age, you want to make sure that your advertisements aren't appearing on any placement that doesn't align well with your brand. So here's what I mean. Let's say that your business is established and you have a good reputation in your area. You don't want your advertisement appearing on a YouTube video that deals with violence or suggestive content or even politics. In most situations, your potential customer believes that you intentionally placed your advertisement on that placement, even if you had no intention of having it show up there. Well, thankfully, Google gives us a section in Google Ads called the Content Suitability section. And in this section, you have the ability to exclude categories, placements, and so much more. And Google makes it very easy to do so. So in this week's video, I'm going to share with you a section in Google Ads that most businesses don't even know exists. And honestly, it's the ultimate insurance policy from having your advertisements appear on less than stellar placements. My name's Scott Redgate. I'm a digital marketing coach, and let's dive in. I'm creating a video on the content suitability section in Google Ads this week because I don't think that most businesses know that this section exists. And I have firsthand experience of running display ads for a brand. And let's just say that advertisements for that brand appeared on websites in the display network that did not align with that brand at all. And so they actually had customers complain and threaten to not be a customer anymore if that brand still ran advertisements on that particular website. And so in that example, I could have been more aggressive in the content suitability section. So first off, what is the content suitability section? Well, if you're running video ads, if you're running display ads, if you're running demand gen ads, your ads can appear across Google's network. And those placements may or may not be appropriate for your business. And so when you go into Google Ads on the left-hand side, you'll see this content suitability section. If you want a quick and dirty approach to using this content suitability section, well, Google gives you three options. They have an expanded inventory, a standard inventory, and a limited inventory. Limited inventory blocks a lot in terms of profanity and references to suggestive content and violence. And if you want to see exactly what these three things block or include, you can click that button here. And I'm not going to go through each of them right here. Just know that with the expanded inventory, you're going to show on a lot of Google's placements that you probably don't want to appear for. And then with limited inventory, it's going to be a lot safer. Now, keep in mind, if you do have the limited inventory selected, that will limit your overall impressions. Candidly, I wouldn't be concerned about that because those impressions probably aren't the ones that you even want. So if you just want to log into this section and select one of these three, maybe you select standard inventory, that's your risk tolerance level, go ahead and do that. But if you scroll down the page here, you get into this advanced section and you have a lot more control inside of this advanced settings section. So for example, if you select excluded sensitive content, you can exclude any of these categories here. Tragedy and conflicts, social sensitive issues, profanity or rough language, content that's suggestive, sensational and shocking. Simply select these boxes and that will block those placements from appearing for you. Next up, you have this excluded types and labels section. This is kind of like you're going to the movies and you can select G or PG or T or MA. So for example, if you don't want to appear for anything that would be above a PG level, simply select those two right there. And then to play it safe, you could select this one right here, content not labeled yet. And then on this right side, you have content types like games or live streaming videos or embedded YouTube videos. Below the fold on the display network or park domains. And again, simply select the ones that you want to exclude. Next up, you've got this excluded content theme. So for example, if you want to exclude fighting games, you can check that box. If you want to exclude recent news, select that box. Politics, religion. You can see the different categories here that you can either include or exclude. If you want to go beyond Google's categories here, you can actually exclude content keywords. So Google defines this as exclusions to prevent your ads from showing on videos, channels, websites, and apps that contain specific words in titles and descriptions. And you have a cap of 1,000. So for example, if I wanted to include the term politics, I could do that right there, select save. And then I won't appear on any content that has politics in their title or description. And then last but not least, they've got this excluded placement section. So you can actually select full YouTube channels, specific YouTube videos. You can input a full website domain, apps, app categories. So you have very specific control with this last section here. So I do appreciate the control that Google's given us inside this content suitability section. And it's actually been like this for several years. So it's not one of those situations where Google gives you features and then they start taking away. It's looked like this for several years. And I have no indication that they're going to remove this section in the future, because candidly, it's essential for brands to be able to have this type of control.